Hey guys, this is Vincent from the Naked and Famous Denim YouTube and team. We are here today to do a very special and up and coming release fade review of the Elephant 13, coming in at 21 ounces, a heavyweight that you guys do know. We got the front, we have the back, we have the heavyweight patch. This is what it looks like brand new. We'll be doing on a review on a faded pair of a dear friend of ours named Julian, also my best friend. And this is not what we're reviewing, but you'll see soon enough. Let's get into it. First, we'll do the front and the back. This is a worn pair. This is about 4 months, back to back, 6 days a week, 14 hours. You can see that there is quite the big contrast in the two colors. I'm gonna fold it up because it is a little heavy. Let's get into it right here. I'll keep this one by the side here just so we can constantly get a reference point. So this is Julian's pair. Julian is a carpenter. He does formwork. He works with cement, which is, I've learned, quite acidic, so it breaks down stuff, can even burn your skin. And so he's working, I think, from 5 in the morning till 6 to 8 o'clock. I don't know. He just does 14 hours. Very, very long shifts. He leaves before I wake up, comes back right before I do. And this is his pair. So we'll start from the back here. You'll see this right here is obviously a phone. I mean, his phone is quite bigger than mine. He has the 13 Pro XL with a massive OtterBox case so it doesn't get broken at work. If we can see here, the patch is quite cracked, is quite worn. It's like all brown and shriveled up because we had to wash it several times before we brought it back. And there's no amount of oil that could save that. We also did throw it in the dryer, which we do not recommend. You can see here that the fabric has been squished. This is because he was constantly wearing one of our thick belts. And so it just caused a lot of like cinching because he's got to have it super tight if he's running around at work. There's the continuation of that phone fade coming up here ever so slightly. We have some holes that are starting to develop from the abrasion of his phone, just back and forth. The pocket is also falling off, which was like a big concern. I remember when he first got these jeans, he was quite scared because he didn't want to break them, and I told him, like, please do. Like, that's what we need you to do here. And so we have the other side with the phone fade here because he'd switch or he'd put his wallet in here sometimes. And we have these seat fades because these jeans were not hemmed, so he had the 34 inch and he wears typically a 32, so all of the fabric would just kind of bunch up like this right at like where the button, the thighs meet, or right under the back pockets here. We also have some abrasion and some fraying from him always just running around and constantly having his like legs rubbed together. These are weird, guys, so a little tighter than what he usually wears, so you can imagine how much restriction there was. So it's like, then if we slide down a little bit, you can even see his hamstring fades, man. This dude has like massive legs. He also does go to the gym a lot. So those are the hamstring fades. Then we got the honeycombs in the back of the knees here, and they're super high contrast, this fade, because he rarely washed them, to be honest with you guys. I mean, for the amount of hours put in, he washed it 3 times. In 4 months, it sounds like a lot, but really, the jeans were disgusting at times, and they'd have to go through like 2 or 3 washes. But they're still quite the high contrast. So you have these crazy ones. We've got like huge honeycombs here, and if we slide down, we can see some of those railroad tracks on the inseam here. And then, you know, everyone knows my favorite. We got the calf fades. He does have those calf fades, because, well, these were a little bit tighter than what he usually wears. Then we slide down and we can see these crazy stack fades, something we don't often see here. This is because, like I said before, he wears a 32 inch inseam for his hem. These are 34. We wanted to leave him so we can get those crazy stacks and see what they look like. And then we're having a little bit more of those signs of wear right where it bunches up, and where when he's running and walking, the inside of his legs would be, I guess, rubbing together because of his work boots, right? They would be super filled. And that's why we have these crazy holes here at the bottom, because when he'd be running around, his legs would be rubbing like this all the time on his steel toe boots, which are absolutely massive. And when we flip up the cuff here, we can see this mystery yellow stain. I don't know what it is. I would assume it's, I don't know, glue or some or the other. We have this Selvedge line, which is a really nice red, very thick and textured here. We also have some of that roping on the hem here. Not too much because it was cuffed up, but you can even see some of it when it was, some of the abrasion here when it was knocked down, because these were just absolutely worn, you know, starting to tear everywhere. And that's just the back, guys. Let's flip it over to the front here. Do it with this pair as well, just so you can see the contrast immediately. Wow, look at that, guys. Crazy. Super has retained a lot of that indigo. Super blue at the top here. The reason for this is that tool belt. He's got the tool belt in the front, kind of protecting everything here, so it's not rubbing as much as it usually would, or would be as uniform as it does. There's just a little bit of a foam fade here, and you can quite, you know, really understand how big his phone is now. He's got this like super huge phone. It's kind of like an iPad almost. We have slight wrist ring. It used to be a lot more before he started really wearing into them, but you know, he got rid of all the indigo on the top that would show it because of all the like rubbing his gloves on his thighs so that cleaned them, or when it would rain and he'd go to work, whatever other stuff that he had there. Then we slide down and we can see that one knee is more torn than another. This is because he was always on one knee proposing to lady. No, I'm just kidding. He was always like on his knee, you know, like hammering in nails into the wood, you know, building frames. I'm not too sure what his job is, but I just know that he works really hard.
Hammering stuff.
Yeah, he is hammering stuff all the time. And so one knee blew out, and so he decided, instead of completely destroying the jeans, he's just going to start kneeling on the other one. And you can see here that those honeycombs in the back do extend to the front, and they are very drastic. Got those same railroad tracks on the side once again, and very blue on the front, you know, like not as like worn as the back with the calf fades. And it's kind of nice to see we still have those amazing stacking fades. It gives us very little spooky vibe, which is perfect time for the fall, which is when these are releasing. What's really cool is how this leg has twisted a little bit to the right, which I find really awesome, because this is laying flat, and we can see there's a little bit more space here on the outseam and all the way to the left, and then we have this one here. So real cool. Garrett, if I could get a hand to hold these jeans up to show you guys, and then we'll go around. Real awesome jean, guys. Great work by Julian. Not much wear on the hardware, by the way, because, well, these jeans weren't worn that long after all. 4 months, right? So this is Vincent Gingab from the Naked and Famous Denim team with Julian's Elephant 13 red cores, coming in at 21 ounces, big heavyweight, the newest installment of our Elephant line. We can't wait to see what your guys' faves are like. What will you be doing in your jeans? Leave us a like, a comment telling us what you'll do, and do subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see our videos, our live streams, and our other fade reviews. Take care.